What it is, guys? It's your boy Blasphemous HD, aka Maurice Barnett. Okay, so look, a lot of you guys know that I recently went and got a job. I was fired from it about a week after I got the job, but I held it down for about 5 to 6 business days. So what happened was, it was a call center. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. One of the main reasons why I got the job was because I knew that there would be a bunch of vagina there. So my first day working there, we get a lunch break, as everyone normally does, and it's like 30 minutes long. So I go up in there and I get my lunch, and I sit down at this big old long cafeteria lunch table. Next to me is this girl. Her real name is Destiny. God Jesus, this woman. Okay, so I'm sitting next to this girl, this Destiny chick, and while I'm eating my food, I can hear out my peripheral hearing this chick complaining about how she doesn't have any food. For me, being hungry is the worst thing you can freaking be. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, maybe my worst enemies. So I give her $3 so she can go get some food. So she looks at me like, are you sure I don't have to do anything for this? And I take one good look at her from head to toe, and I'm like, not looking like a 3 out of a 10, you can't. You feel me? I'm not really into incentivizing females to smash me, so it didn't really matter what she looked like. So the girl takes the money and she goes and buys herself some food, and she thanks me, and she sits down and starts talking to me. I talk with her for about 2-3 minutes, and then I get up and then I go find something else to go get into, right? You know, I'm talking to this chick, and it was so cool with this chick. Like, I liked her personality so much that I became friends with her, so that I could get my penis in her later. But for now, we're just friends. So one day when we went to go to lunch, and we were walking past the Destiny chick, when I walked past her, I was like, yo, what's up? And then we just kept walking. And then the girl that had a crush on me, that I had a crush on too, turned around and was like, hey, yo, Destiny, Maurice likes you. And I turned around and laughed it off just in time to see her, the little Mexican chick, like, sneering, like, ugh. I have no problem with someone not being attracted to me, but what I got a problem with is I've gone out of my way to be nice to you and be nothing but fair and even buy you lunch, and now you're gonna treat me like I'm repulsive. So I told this chick about herself, and it was out loud in front of everybody, and you know, and people were like, ooh, she got butthurt. So instead of just being like, you know what, fuck Maurice, he ain't shit, you know, I'm never gonna talk to him again, she decides, I guess somehow that made her like me or smash me just to prove that, you know, I really did like her. I don't know what her plans was, but after she did that, I was done with her. After that, she started trying to fuck with me in class. Like, whenever I would go to talk, she would always have some different opinion, and she would have to voice it out loud, and I would be sure to let her know to shut the fuck up. Like, nobody cares about you or your opinion. So I got to a place where I literally just started ignoring her like she didn't freaking exist. And this would normally freaking work. Except one day, of course during a lunch break, we all get out of class. And when we get out of class for lunch break, we have to clock ourselves out in order to take our lunch breaks. So there's only like 3 clocks in this place, and they're all usually crowded to all. So when I got out and I saw that there was only one person at this one clock, right? So I run over there only to see to my horror that the one person clocking out and that was in line was Destiny. I was like, oh, I knew this was not gonna go well. I was like, so I back up 10 feet, you know, and just ignore her and just don't say anything. So when this chick sees that I'm standing there and I'm the only person in line, I'm waiting for her to clock out, she literally stops clocking out and starts looking around, trying to waste as much time as possible so I can't clock out, right? So I'm just standing there like, you know what, whatever. So then, basically, one of her only 2 friends in that whole classroom was this other, I forgot what the this bitch's name was, but you know, she had hazel eyes, blonde hair, you know, she was bad, big ass titties, fat ass, bad as f. So I'm like, Destiny starts signaling her to come over and clock out. Okay, now first off, I'm in line. And by this time, there's like 20 people in line waiting to clock out for lunch. And this is literally holding everyone up. So I'm like, okay, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do this. Destiny hadn't clocked out yet, and Giselle's on her way. I gotta wait a full 20 seconds for her to get over there, and then however long it takes her to clock out. I'm like, bro, I ain't got time for this yo. So I just walk right in front of Destiny and go to clock myself out. And of course, the little Destiny bitch, she gets mad. What's wrong with you? What the are you doing? What the And then Giselle's on the other side of me. Her pretty ass is yelling at me. You little so it's that serious? It's that serious for you? No. And of course, my retort to that is not to say anything to the bitch. So 2 hours later, after that, we go on another break. I sit next to the chick that's got the crush on me. And of course, she's sitting next to the table of the females. And the females start talking shit. The bad Giselle has the nerve to be like, oh yes, I didn't know you was beating now. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you hit me earlier at the time clock. You hit me. And I'm like, no, nah, pretty sure I never hit you. And she's like, yeah, you did. You hit me. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. I understand. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, look, I understand. I know why you're mad. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, it's because you're ugly. And she looked at me, and because she's so bad, like, she's a 9.7 out of a 10, like, you could literally see when I said that, it broke her. Like, what? Wait a minute. And then a second later, she goes, whoa, no, you're ugly. Which is what I expected her to say, because I already know how a pretty bitch's mind works. So the minute she says that without missing a beat, I'm like, no, I'm unattractive, which can be fixed with physical surgery. You are ugly as because your lack of beauty is on the inside, and you know it, and that's why you feel like shit all the time. Didn't really think it was telling a pretty about herself was enough for my life to be forfeit, but apparently it is, because she got on the phone and she's like, I'm gonna tell my man, and he's gonna kill you. And I'm like, please, tell your man. Bye. And I literally left. 2 hours later again, it was the end of the day, the end of the work day, walking out of this call center, and out of nowhere, this black Mustang pulls up on me. Passenger window rolls down. Hey, I heard you like hit women, cuz. And I'm like, confused. Number one, because this car just skirted in front of me. Weird. Two, I'm trying to figure out what he was. I thought he was asking for directions or something. And three, I haven't hit any women. Well, at least not recently. And then it finally hits me what he's saying, and I'm like, nah, man, I don't hit women. What are you talking about? He's like, no, cuz I heard you like hitting women. I'm like, I don't hit any women. He's like, well, you hit my cousin. No, dude, I didn't. So you're talking about Giselle and the Destiny chick? That crap? No, dude, they're lying. You know, when I said that, I 100% expected him to understand and just be like, oh, okay, hey, you know what, my bad, man. Like, you know what I mean? But then he's like, no, nigga, don't lie on me, cuz. Heard you hit women. So I got mad and I jumped at the car because I was pissed. The dude, he's like, bro, you jump at this car again, I'ma air it out on you, bro. And then he pulls up the pistol and he shows me the butt of his gun. And I'm just like, huh. So the dude, he opens up the car door. He's like, no, cuz I don't think you can understand me. And okay, so I'm expecting a fight, and that's cool. You know, it's at least better than getting shot. But then he gets out the car, and this is, and I do not exaggerate, 6'7". He was 6'7" feet tall. And I'm like, why? To make matters worse, there were more cars that I didn't see. Tell me why. They had 4 more cars, and every one of them had in it. Leave it to a pretty to assemble near 20 with guns to protect her fragile self-confidence. This is how ratchet of a call center your boy got a job at, my. The women went to their cars and popped the trunks and had pistols, my loaded pistols. And they was gonna come and they was gonna try to help your boy with. But luckily enough, it didn't get there. I don't know what spooked that big, but he got in his car. He was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna catch you later. And they all rode out. The security came out and then the other females came back with their guns, and that might have had something to do with it. But I'm just like, bruh, man. Oh, the icing on the cake, the filthy bitch Destiny, watching and smiling. She's got her phone up, trying to act like she's texting, but she's watching very intently, and I can tell. She was so happy that I was about to get murdered.
This is America.
So I ended up getting fired 3 or 4 days later. The moral of this story is, don't pull bitches out of the Matrix. So yeah, man, it's boy Blasphemous HD, Twisms. What it is, guys, it's your boy Blasphemous HD. Okay, so I showed the last story that I told you guys to a bunch of my friends who came over to the house to hang out, and after they got done watching the story, they had way too many questions. Now, the reason why they had so many questions was because I left a ton of stuff out because I wanted to get the video to as close to 10 minutes as possible. That was how much time I paid the animators to animate, was 10 minutes. So some stuff got left out. So I wanted to tell you guys the rest of everything that left out. And I am going to spare no details. So at the time clock, when I said that the two girls were yelling at me on either sides, bunch of stuff I left out. So while I'm at the time clock and I walked in between the two girls so that I could clock out because they were purposely holding up the whole freaking line, I've got Destiny on one side yelling and screaming at me, and I've got Giselle on the other side yelling and screaming at me as well. Now me, I'm used to dealing with ratchet females, so I know that they're trying to make me look a certain type of way. They're trying to get me the freak out so that I could hit them or something like that, so that they could say, oh man, Maurice is crazy, then call the police on me. Y'all already know what it do with just successful black men out this mug. Yes, I consider myself successful. So the part that you guys don't know about is that when both of these girls were on the side of me, basically yelling straight into my earlobes, there were literally 30 females waiting in line so that they could clock out too, because they saw the same opportunity to get to lunch fast that I did earlier. So all these girls are waiting in line, and they see these two chicks yelling at me. I didn't really expect anybody to come and try to help me because, you know, I wasn't gonna freak out. I didn't care about these two chicks. I didn't care about the situation in general. But this one girl from the line steps out of the line, looks at me and looks at Giselle and Destiny, and is like, yo, y'all leave him alone. Y'all are always messing with him. God, Jesus. And what I took from Giselle and Destiny's response was, they understood that they weren't going to get a rise out of me. I'm a different type of dude. They weren't going to get a rise out of me. I wasn't going to yell. I wasn't going to scream. I definitely wasn't going to assault or put my hands on any of these chicks. So they decided, since they weren't going to get what they wanted, someone was going to have to catch the hands. And unfortunately for me and the girl who had stepped out of the line, they decided to pick her. So both Destiny and Giselle, in unison, stopped yelling at me and made a beeline, a running beeline for the chick who had stepped out of line and who was coming to my defense. So the girl who had stepped out of line that came to my defense apparently saw that it was a fight and was leaving the situation. Giselle and Destiny was on her like white on Michael Jackson. I'm telling you, it was quick. Luckily enough for everybody, it wasn't exactly a fight. So Giselle and Destiny, they start yelling and screaming at this girl, and this girl is trying to back away. And because she's backing away, Giselle and Destiny, they smell blood. So they're coming up on her, and they got their hands up, they got their dukes up, and they start like trying to go blows with this girl. Luckily enough, some of the other girls stepped out of line and was about to have this girl's back. Now, I don't remember her name exactly, you know, just because I don't remember hardly anyone's name, but it was all the way bad. I'm telling you, it was terrifyingly bad. So in my mind, I'm scared crapless because I'm like, this is not an advantageous situation to be in. You got all these females fighting over me and I ain't even putting my penis in none of them. So me being black, I already know everybody's going to jail. Like, it's all bad. So I did what any real dude in that situation would do who cared about his friends, and I left. I got the hell out of Dodge. Because if I would have stayed, you know, and it really sucks because I wanted to have that girl's back for having my back. But they're fighting. And if I jump in, now I'm fighting. And I'm a dude. And it would have been basically me really beating females. So I just left, you know. I hoped for, I just wished for the best and got the hell out of Dodge. So I go to 7-Eleven, you know, get my snacks, get my hot Cheetos, get my juice, basically get my little hood lunch on or whatnot. That's all I could afford at the time. And I come back to work only to see that they've got security every freaking where. It was that freaking bad. They pulled me and like 7 other females into the office, all separated, and that's when you know it's all bad. When they pull you apart separately and start getting statements and they need you to tell the events and write down what happened. So that's what freaking happened. Luckily enough for me, I didn't really get in any trouble because I got the hell out of Dodge. I ain't put my hands on nobody, and all of the females in line vouched for that. They were like, bruh, this chick Destiny and Giselle was freaking tripping. So come to find out, and I didn't even know this information, the girl who stepped out of line to have my back, she was pregnant. Now, I don't know how many months that she was pregnant, but she was pregnant as hell. And I can see a lot of you guys sitting there like, well, how the hell can't you tell someone was pregnant? Because she was like 4 or 5 months pregnant. She was one of those girls that had a bigger natural type of build. You know, even though she was attractive, she was built big. So no one knew she was pregnant. I didn't know she was pregnant. Giselle and Destiny didn't know she was pregnant. They physically assaulted a pregnant freaking chick. So at this time, everybody there is up in arms, man. People are like, dude, like what the hell is going on? And see, in ratchet types of places like this job, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop the name of the place. We're gonna say that this place is called C2. That's what we're gonna call it. That's not the exact name of this workplace, but we're gonna say it was called C2. Anyone who's ever worked there, they know exactly the call center I am talking about. Now, you guys already know everything that happened in the lunchroom. Chick tried to tell people I was hitting her, and then I told her about herself, and then she calls her man and he comes up there and he's in a black Charger and he's got his friends with him. Okay, so let me go more into detail on this particular part of the situation. And what's even crazier is I actually have all of this on tape. Well, I don't have it on tape, but you know, C2, and I'm doing the bunny ears when I do that, they have it on surveillance cameras, but I would have to go down to the police station to actually get the footage, which one of these days I might go down there and see if I can do it. They probably erased it by now. Who knows? It might be evidence. Who knows? I'm gonna have to go and check. If this video does good, I'll go check. I'll get the footage. You know, I'll see if I can find it. But let me tell you guys exactly what the hell happened. So we're gonna leave off at the part where the guy gets out the car, cause that shit was pretty freaking bad. What you guys don't know is this nigga looked just like Party Next Door. Long dreads, freaking wife beater. He was a lanky type of dude. He was muscular still. He was more lanky than he was muscular, but he was still muscular enough to see all of his, you know, many little bulges and whatnot through his clothes. This dude was freaking huge. So at this point, when the big dude got out, a bunch of the little niggas got out too. They got out of their cars, but luckily enough for me, they stood there. Now, this is a scary situation, but luckily enough for me, I've been in so many precariously, possibly violent and or, you know, death-inducing situations that I'm good at controlling my emotions for the most part. Enough as to whereas all of this stuff is going down around me. These cats got guns. They're trying to jump me. They're at least going to jump and kick the crap out of me. But to me, I'm like, okay, let me think. So I take in the situation, and not only that, but I start going over my options and what is going to happen to me based on which option I choose. This is looking like a fight at the bike racks outside of a popular yet ratchet high school. Like, everyone is crowded around and they're all talking, they're all basically taking bets and shit to see who is gonna win. Oh man, Maurice, he a real one, but the dude is 6'8" and muscular. So I got my money on Party Next Door. Okay, so my animators could only animate up to 10 minutes on this particular story, but the next video is gonna be out next week. It's 14 minutes long. It's out a lot quicker than I usually have them out. I'm trying to finish this story up because the one after that is all the way bad. And I have surprises coming for y'all that I'm uploading tomorrow. So me, I was walking out with a good amount of chicks, maybe like 2 or 3 girls. It was just friends of mine, right? This huge Party Next Door looking dude, he's out of his car and he's standing over me. The dude was so big that I would have needed a ladder, right? So the big dude, he's out the car and he's yelling and yelling and yelling and woofing at me. He's talking all this crazy shit. I look to my left, there's 3 white dudes. To which case, and I swear to God, they all were dressed and had the make and model, like the body types of G-Eazy. And on the other side of me, there's 4 dudes that got out of their car, right? Not only that, but I'm noticing the other cars that are clearly there with the first car that got dudes in them too. And the car that the Party Next Door looking got out of, there's 2 other in the back. And the white boy that was driving that car, he gets out the car too. But not before he starts just talking a whole bunch of smack from the driver's seat. Now, I already know what these guys are expecting and what they wanted. And that was for me to run. You know, they've got their own sense of self-esteem and, you know, oh, I've got to prove that I'm the baddest. They got to prove all this crap. So they wanted me to run. So the big Party Next Door dude is standing in front of me. He's yelling and woofing like he's about to do something. His body language is telling me I've got a gun and I'm bigger than you. But I could also tell he was also confused because I wasn't running. I wasn't freaking out and I wasn't running. What he doesn't know was I was freaking out, but it was only on the inside, you know? And also on top of that, I can't freak out. I have to figure this situation out because if I freak out, I more than likely get killed or at least put in the hospital or at least beaten to a pulp as to where I'm in the hospital now. The dudes on either side of me, the smaller guys, the G-Eazy looking, they're not really advancing on me because they're waiting for the big Party Next Door guy to do something first because he's the alpha male of this situation. So the white guy in the car, he's not doing anything either because he, just like the other guys on the side of me, are waiting for the big Party Next Door guy to, you know, pop off first because he's the ringleader. So, and I understood all of this immediately. These guys are yelling and screaming at me. The reason why they're all yelling and screaming at me is because they're trying to get me to run. They're trying to overload my senses as to whereas I'll freak out and just like start crying or run or start begging or some sort of, you know, start, you know, basically punk out. Like that's what they're doing. The best way I could make you guys understand what it feels like to be in this situation is basically if you've got a group of maybe like 5 or 6 dogs and there's one dog and they're all barking at that one dog, just yelling and screaming at that dog. If the dog turns around and runs or shows fear, all of the dogs are going to chase the guy down. Where basically every dog except for the alpha male is going to chase that dog down and probably kill him, if not injure him very badly. Like they're going to jump him, they're going to chew him up. It happens all the time. Watch some Animal Planet, you'll be surprised. But since I knew that, I knew what not to do very small amount of options. So my first options was to steal off on this big dude in front of me. Now, if I do that, you know, there's a good chance that the other dudes won't fight me, but that's not a good situation either because I know they have guns. So all that means is if I steal off on the big dude, if I take this big dude out, all that means is I'm going to get shot. Not to say I could take him out, but you know what I mean? Reach out, grab his balls, pull in the way that I know it's not supposed to be pulled. Hey, he's going down. You know what I'm saying? But the smaller dudes, after seeing that, they're gonna take me out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get shot. They're not gonna fight me fair after that. So I'm like, okay, what if I turn around and run? Because my call was about, you know, 20 feet away. It's a possibility I could possibly make it. Probably not. I would have probably had to run over one of the guys, but someone would have jumped in front of the car. So I would have probably gone to jail for at least manslaughter. You know, this is not a good situation either because I've still, in order to take that option, I have to make it to the car. 20 feet is a long way to get when you got a dude whose arms are longer than your legs standing in front of you. He would have cold cocked me the minute I would have turned my back. Easily. I already knew that. So I can't run and I can't fight because if I fight, I'm probably gonna get shot. And if I run, probably going to get shot. Ratchet people are like hood-ass sharks. They smell blood. You're gonna have a real problem getting them to release their jaws on you. Because you know, everybody wants to be in the story later. Yeah, man, you see how I messed him up? Yeah, he was talking all that stuff. Man, you see me when I kicked him in the face? Like, I've literally been in circles of people after they've jumped people and heard the way they talk. Like, everyone just wants their 15 seconds of fame. And for some reason, just getting a couple of hits in on someone who is more than likely defenseless or unconscious, like, you get your 15 minutes of fame for that. Probably 15 seconds, actually. You don't get a lot of clout. Well, I'm not gonna run, because if I run, I'm just gonna get beat the hell up, and I'm just gonna get beat the hell up tired. If I run, if I swing on these cats, I could very well be the reason that I get murdered. And I'm not willing to be in a situation where I can be blamed for my own damn death. Like some shit I could have literally prevented, and I just made the wrong option. I just made the wrong call, and I died. Nah, I don't want that. I'm not gonna do that. So I just stood there. So when the dude, you know, the party next door dude, he knew he was bigger than me. He knew he was buffer than me, possibly stronger than me, all of that. You know, he knows he's got all his homies there with him. So he starts jumping at me like he's about to hit me, you know, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I take a step back, pull my pants up because I wasn't wearing a belt. I hadn't wore a belt the whole freaking time I was working at that job. It was all the way back, bruh. It was all the way bad, bruh. My pants were sagging and bagging lower and looser than Hammer back when he was doing the, you know what I mean? Y'all remember how he had like the parachute pants? Bruh, my shit was that bad. So I take some of the heavy stuff out of my pockets, not my phone or nothing, but just some of the heavy stuff, and so that my pants will stay up longer, and pull my pants up, and I squared up with the dude. Like, you know what I mean? I took a step closer to him, I took a couple of steps forward, and squared up with him. Like, okay, you know, not in a crazy aggressive way, like, yeah, I'm about to mess you up. It was like self-defense. I was just like, all right, well, if y'all about to jump me, then what's up? Let's do it. You know what I mean? And I could see that just like Giselle, that broke him. Like, I can tell by his reaction, he's never had somebody stand up to him, and definitely, and even if he has, definitely never when he's had 3 to 4 cars worth of people there willing to jump the person with him. Like, he didn't know what to do. He squared up too, but he never threw a freaking punch. He just freaking stood there. So I'm standing there, and he's standing there. He's waiting for me to throw a punch, but I ain't about to throw no punch and get shot. Not today, buddy. And he's just like, well, you know, I don't know what to do. So I could tell that at that point, his logical mind started clicking back into place. Because when people get turned up, when a fight starts to break out, when people are ramping other people, yeah, mess them up. People tend to lose control of their emotions and do stupid shit. That's basically how like 80 to 90% of people going to prison or jail, that's how it works. You went off of what your emotions at that time told you to do, and your emotions lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, your emotions will lie to you. You see a girl across the room, you see she's pretty, and you're like, yeah, she'll never talk to me, man. I'm scared. She'll never talk to me, so you don't approach. Your emotions lied to you. She's probably really cool. You know what I'm saying? It's even worse when people get real turned up, especially when there's violence afoot. You know what I mean? So the guy, he just stood there, and his friends were screaming and yelling, like, and I can tell the reason why they're yelling so hard is because I'm making them all look like punk asses right now. But it got so bad that the white boy in the driver's seat, he got out and started yelling, and because he was offended that I wouldn't run, because I was making their whole clique look like punk asses by not running, by being willing to fight. Basically, after about a good 30 to 45 seconds of just screaming and yelling for me to run, just like Giselle and Destiny did at the clock, but you know what I mean, that stuff don't turn me up. You know what I mean? I'm an action type of dude. Either you're gonna do the action, you know what I mean? You got to do the action in order to get the desired result for me, because I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, you just saying you're going to do something or looking like you're going to do something, that's not enough for me to, freak out. So by this time, such a big crowd is forming that it's looking all bad. The guard from inside the building comes out, and he's got a gun. He comes out, but one thing I noticed is he kept his distance. He stayed way the f back. He stayed way the hell back. He wasn't willing to really get in, but I guess he didn't want to get fired, so he came out a little bit. Like, he came maybe to like the front doors and stuff, look out. But like I said, a lot of people were coming. But like I said, the females I was with, a lot of them were ride or die. My homeboy Leek's sister, she came out and she brought her pistol, and some of the other girls I was with, they went and they got their pistols. I don't think they scared the guys off. What I think it was since I wasn't acting super duper aggressively, the big party next door dude, he kind of calmed down and he understood the situation. He was like, well, this guy probably didn't hit her, and my girl's probably full of crap, and I'm literally about to get myself 25 to life. Shooting a guy that didn't do anything, or assaulting a guy that more than likely didn't do anything. But also at the same time, I believe 100% he was willing to still fight me or jump me or mess me up, but he didn't have any more negative energy to feed off of. Because I'm not yelling or screaming or woofing back. I'm not talking shit. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just standing there squared up. Like, if you're gonna do something, I'm gonna defend myself. But if you're not gonna do nothing, then that's cool too. And he was just like, I did whatever, man, whatever, yeah. You lucky, bro. You lucky. We gonna see you later, bro. And he gets in his car and he drives off. You know what I mean? Now I remember the part that made me mad the most about the situation was that see, black people tend to have this thing. There's a stigma in the urban community that, if you're black, then you're ratchet, then you're down to get in, and you're down to fight, and you're down to just die for no reason. You know what I mean? Rappers be saying that crap. Yeah, man, air it out. We gonna shoot for no reason. All this other crap. Bruh, nobody there was willing to have my back. No dudes had my back. All the females was willing to ride for your boy. All the dudes, they ran up. So when the cars pulled off, because they were probably scared that the police run away, because they actually were, tell me why all of these black dudes ran up on me like that I had just kicked the crap out of, the star football player, jock, bully of the school or something. They all crowded around me. Oh man, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Bro, tell me why all of these congratulated me for not running. Ain't that a bitch? How you go, like, really, Nick? Really? Really? That's the thing that I deserve congratulations for not running? Right? But y'all ain't have my back, but y'all want to run up. Oh, man, that was crazy, bro. That was, oh, my God, you a real one, bro. That's crazy. And you know what I mean? I can't really fault anybody for not getting in on any of my crap, especially when the dudes are huge and have guns. But don't run up on me trying to get in on the fun and the, and the aftermath and the joy of the situation when you wasn't gonna do nothing. You wasn't in it or nothing. So, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was scared crapless after that. I thought they was gonna come back. So I literally started parking 3 parking garages away from everyone else after this, because I didn't want anybody to be able to be waiting for me at my car. And if they were waiting for me at my car, I wanted to be able to see that they were waiting for me at my car. So I parked like 3 parking garages down away from everybody else and just rode my skateboard into work. At least for the 3 more business days until they fired my black ass. But yo, hope you guys enjoyed the story, man. Again, this is 100% true and real. I've got the surveillance camera footage for it and everything. I should probably actually go and try to get that now, because I know a lot of you guys are gonna want to actually see the situation, and I would actually like to see the situation too. So I'm gonna have to go grab that. But yeah, man. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and/or subscribe. It's your boy Blasphemous H Dizzle.